So I'm not showing you guys a trash bag. This is literally what the Air Jordan 11 Concord comes with. Crazy, right? What's up, everybody? It's Lawrence again. So today we have the most anticipated release of 2018, at least in my mind. It's been a silhouette that is probably, if not definitely, my favorite silhouette of all time. This was a shoe when I was a child that I absolutely wanted so badly, but my family was honestly just not well off enough to afford them. And at the time, I had a lot of envy of any kid that was walking around in elementary school. I'm going to compare these against the Space Jams because the Space Jams are actually my #1 favorite silhouette of all time, and I've never had a chance to review them because my channel didn't exist at that time. The first thing you're going to notice, and you saw this at the beginning of the video, is instead of giving you a really premium box, which has been traditionally what they've done in the past many years at this point for most of their Air Jordan 11 retros, this is all that comes in the box. It's not a trash bag, it's a tissue that they use. Instead of the really nice box that comes with most of the other Jordan 11s, you actually get a pretty shitty box, which I'm okay with, but I kind of wish they did a little bit more on the inside. This is just not the greatest. If you look at the Space Jam box, nice little slide out box thing over here that the box comes in. Super premium box, even the cardboard feels nice. On the inside, you have the kind of translucent 11. So the Concord 11 is one of the most iconic shoes of all time. It actually debuted by Michael Jordan during a playoff game when Tinker Hatfield, who designed the Air Max 1, the Air Jordan 3, and many other shoes that we come and have loved, like the Air Huarache, he basically sent Air Jordan a sample, or your Airness Jordan a sample, and he wasn't supposed to wear them because they weren't ready for production. He did it anyway, and so he wore them during an Eastern Conference final game. And Tinker Hatfield, over the history of the lifetime of his designs, he basically says that this is the epitome of his design in general. So it's really kind of cool understanding some of the history of the shoe, but for most people, it just looks amazing. So let's start with the upper like we always do. The most prominent part of the shoe is obviously the patent leather. It is done in patent leather because it's stiff. It was, according to Tinker Hatfield, something that looked beautiful and a shiny shoe that Air Jordan always wanted to create, but never got the chance to. The second part of the upper is going to be this ballistic nylon that's done in white, and then finally these nylon cords over here that are for the lacing system. Towards the back of the shoe, you're going to see leather through the paneling over here in the back. And that leads back into a very soft backing over here. Lacing system is very simple. It has a rope style lace. There's an Air Jordan logo in the middle that runs through the top. And there's a tongue with ballistic nylon over here, and there is no branding on it, it's just a white tongue. Going over to the midsole, you're gonna see most of it done in this white color. What is kind of cool is if you look at kind of this right here, towards the edge of the shoe where the arch is, and then over here on the medial side, it looks like carbon fiber because it is carbon fiber. It's the first time carbon fiber and a full-length carbon fiber plate was used in a shoe. And then on top of that, there is Zoom air cushioning throughout this midsole. And so it's in there somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but it's definitely covered by the white. Finally, on the bottom of the shoe, you're going to see the Concord color, which is purple right here, and throughout the shoe. And then you have this translucent blue outsole as well that kind of finishes the shoe. And on the bottom, you have the Air Jordan done in a white with the black in the middle. So what are my thoughts on the Air Jordan 11 Concord? Very simply, I am so stoked to just have these in my hand. It's a collector's pair, there's no doubt. I'm going to rock the shit out of them, but at the end of the day, I just like the fact that I own a pair now because growing up as a child, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and my parents did what they could, but these were completely out of reach. It wasn't something that I could ever have. This shoe holds a very special place in my heart because this was the one I actually even remember the kid. His name was Michael, and he wore a pair in, and I was just completely floored about how beautiful these shoes were when I was, I think, 11 or 12 years old. The high cut on the patent leather is something a lot of people don't like, so a lot of the older retros actually have a shorter patent leather, and so there's more ballistic nylon to it. For those that don't know, he wore the number 45 instead of the number 23 when he came back into the NBA after his first retirement. And the reason it's on this shoe is because the patent leather high cut, as well as the 45, made it onto the pair that he actually wore in the first game. These eventually got released with the 23 logo, but those are not the samples that he actually wore in the first games that he played in them. So from a comfort level perspective, they're really good. You can definitely feel the stiffness of the carbon fiber plate. I'd say that out of all the Jordan Retros, unlike the Air Jordan 1, you'll probably actually still play ball in these. But yeah, the comfort's good. One of the things to note as when you first lace these up, the patent leather is going to be a little stiff, and so the upper is going to feel a little rigid. That changes over time. If you look at my Space Jam pair, there's really not that much creasing to it, so you can see it over here. But I've worn these pretty significantly, and over time the patent leather just kind of creases just a little bit, and it softens up a little bit. From a sizing perspective, I would definitely go with true to size if you have medium to even slightly wide feet. If you have super wide feet, you might want to definitely go with half size up, but I'd say that 80 or 90% of the people out there, you can probably do true to size. And that's it, guys. This is the Air Jordan 11 done in the Concord colorway. Until next time, and next year when they release the breads, peace.